Simplest form of fraction. Here's another video to show you how to write a fraction in the simplest form. And in this particular video, we'll try to divide by higher numbers, right? In the previous videos, we started with the lowest numbers and went in steps. Now, what is simplified form? Definitions right there for you to see and understand. A fraction is in simplest form if its numerator and denominator have no common factor except 1, correct? That means if I have a fraction like 24 over 80, if I reduce it to the simplest form, then there won't be any common factor between the two. At present, 2 is a common factor. Both are even, right? So it is not in the simplest form. Therefore, the question is, reduce the following fractions to simplest form. Right? So that is what we are going to do now. So I'll do part B, which is 84 divided by 108, and then you practice with part A, which is 24 divided by 80. Now, steps involved are to first find the common factors so that we can divide both numerator and denominator by their common factors. Once we divide by common factors, all common factors, then it will be reduced to the simplest form where only 1 will be the common factor, and that will be the lowest term. At times we also call it lowest term. Okay, the simplest form is also called lowest terms. Now, as you can see, both are even, so they can be divided by 2, right, since both are even. Now, another thing we notice is if I add 8 and 4, I get 12. 12 can be divided by 3, right? If I add 1 and 8, it is 9. It can be divided by 3. So I can also divide them by 3, correct? Now, can I divide them by 4? Well, I think so. Last two numbers we have to check. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 1 is 4, and 0, 4 times 0, 4 times 2 is 8. So I can divide them both by 4 also. So if you notice, 2, 3 and 4 are common factors for both numerator and denominator. Now, to write this in the simplest form, we have to divide by these common factors. Once we remove these common factors, then the fraction will be in the simplest form. That is the strategy. Do you understand? Now we can do it in steps also. We can divide by 2, then by 3, again by 2, right? Or we can divide by 3 first and then by 4, or we can divide by 12. So either way, we can reduce this fraction to the simplest form. So those are the different ways we can do it, right? So I'll appreciate if you divide it by 12 and see if you get the same answer or not. Let me go through few smaller steps, correct? So what I will do here is I'll divide by 6, 2 plus 3, right? And then see what do we get, okay? So we'll start with 84 over 108, and I find, well, this is even, and also it can be divided by 3, so I'll divide both by 6. So if I divide 84 by 6, what do I get? I get 6 goes 1 times, and then 24 gives me 14, right? Oh, sorry, 12. So 6 goes 1 time, that is 24, and 6 times 4 is 24, correct? So we get 14. Now in the denominator, I have 10, 6 goes 1 times, and I have 48. 6 times 8 is 48. Now these two are even numbers, and therefore I can divide them by 2, right? So if I divide them by 2, what do I get? 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. So I get 7 over 9 as my lowest term, right? So that is one way of doing it, kind of difficult, right? So it's simpler to divide them in simple steps and then get to your answer. If I would have started with 2, I would have also got the same result, right? So let me do that. So what I will do this time is, I will show you this division right here on the side, and that is also a way of reducing this fraction in simplest form, and that is how we can also do 84 divided by 108. So what we do here is we start dividing like this. Let's divide them by 2. So half of this is 42, right? And half of this is 54. Then again, both are even, we can divide further. So we can write this as 21 and this as, it goes 2 times and 7, right? Now these could be divided by 3, right? 3 times 7 and 3 times 9. What do I get? I get 7 over 9. So that is an alternate way of reducing the fractions into simplest form. Repeated division. So we need not do steps like this. We can show our steps as I've shown here. Do you get it? So that is a neat way of doing it, and it helps when we are doing fraction operations, especially multiplication and division. And then if we have to simplify, this is probably the best technique. Even if you have bigger numbers, this is a good technique to do. So try to adopt and see if you find it useful. Thank you and all the best.